Hi everyone, Chillax here and welcome back to another Anchor Panic video. So as you can see before you, Venner, also known as Uriel, has finally arrived on the JP server a couple hours ago. She is a non-limited time physical stun operator who specializes in speed manipulation, crowd control, as well as some positional shenanigans. And she will be available on the JP server for 3 weeks between now and June 17th. Today we will go over everything you need to know about her, specifically what her signature sigil does, what her skill set offers, what Uncensored Skins came with this update, and of course we will do a live showcase. So without further ado, let's begin. Now, she's going to be the main character in this Raid Up banner, making her first appearance on the JP server, coinciding with her first time ever release. There's also a rerun of Flyerwood. This is her first rerun, as well as Quasar. Quasar is a non-limited time fire support, and then Lyrewood is a non-limited time nature healer. I have gone over both of those operators in the past. If you want to look at those videos, I'm going to focus today on Venner. Now, before I go over her signature sigil as well as her kit, let's go over the various skins that came with this update. There are 3, and we finally get to see their uncensored version for the first time ever. So this is Venner's maid skin, very spicy, way spicier than I anticipated, because the last time we saw this skin was on the CN server and she was completely covered up, but as you can see here, she is not. And so I actually like this skin a lot more. So now that it is uncensored, respectfully looking, holy smokes. Yeah, so I find it really adorable that her cube is actually a slice of strawberry cake, and of course you can change the stockings if you decide to. And here is going to be the animated artwork of her skin if you guys decide to support the game in the future. Very spicy, I do have to say. Now, in addition to this skin right here, there is another Battle Pass skin, which is that of Lyrewood. And I have to say that this one really stands out to me. As well as, oh my god, respectfully looking, holy smokes. Yeah, so this is Lyrewood, who's going to be a nature healer. Her specialty revolves around removing crowd control in 4 different ways, as well as providing very consistent heals. And oh my god, respectfully looking. And she has 4 different stockings, which I'm seeing for the first time. Oh, you even have, I approve of this one, definitely. Yeah, I'm actually not even, I don't think this was even offered on the CN server, because they censor it so much. Yeah, so the JP server is very lucky right now to have a skin like this. And here is the animated version of the skin, respectfully looking, holy smokes. Yeah, these are very lucky sea creatures. Oh my god, they're also respectfully looking, especially this fish here. But anyways, this might be my most favorite skin out of the ones released with this update. And there is one more skin, which is going to be this one for the JP players who decide to support this game. This is going to be Quasar's skin. Yeah, so that is the 3D model, respectfully looking. Yeah, now that it's uncensored, I actually feel like they put in effort in this outfit. Because for the CN server, it was so, like, the way that they censored her outfit, it almost looked like her original outfit. Excuse me. And then here is, other stockings. And then here is the animated version of the skin. I think it's quite good, actually. Yeah, so they have kind of like a cake theme going on with this update. Alright, so those are the 3 skins. So now we'll get right into the kit. Now, I am saving my summon tickets for Zephyr's rerun, which I anticipate will be coming soon. So I decided not to summon her since I'm not even running her on the CN server. I just summoned her for the previous video of her. But anyways, this is going to be her signature sigil, which is called Venner's Cube. Basically, it provides a speed buff, which I think at max level will be comparable to, say, like Turn or Argo's signature sigil, whatever that number is. So it is a speed buff. Each time the wearer takes action, speed plus 3% and effect hit rate plus 1.5% lasts until the end of battle, can stack up to 4 layers. So this is exactly like Argo's signature sigil. So for those of you guys who say want to equip a sigil onto your mind-bodied Lang Jiao to make her faster, as well as get more speed and accuracy, this is another avenue with which you can do so. And when equipped by Venner, she is able to energy burst on round 1 and gains 1 layer of the sigil effect. Against the main target, Talent 1's activation chance plus 8%. We'll go over her Talent 1, don't worry. The knockback effect from her energy burst also applies to other targets with a 17% activation chance and can activate on up to 2 targets. Now, the knockback effect is nothing special. It just basically rearranges the enemy position. So instead of rearranging just 1 target, she can rearrange up to 3 targets, which I don't think is really going to matter that much, even in PvP. But that's what her signature sigil is. Probably the most important thing is her being able to energy burst on round 1. Now, going over her kit here, because I don't own her, all the abilities that I read off for you today will be level 1, but at least we'll get a flavor of, what her abilities are. So, for her Talent 1, Imaginary Life, when Venner deals skill damage, there is a 35% chance to apply 1 stack of Domain Lock to the target. Each stack of Domain Lock reduces the target speed by 4%. When the maximum stack count is reached, Digital Vortex activates. If the target has not acted this turn, their action is skipped. Oh, and by the way, you can stack up to 3 times before it converts into Digital Vortex. If the target has already acted, it activates on the next turn. So as you can see, this is kind of like Morpho, where you need to rack up stacks of something in order to finally start stunning the enemy, which in my opinion in PvP is just not good enough. So during activation it is not affected by Domain Lock and Digital Vortex cannot be removed. Yeah, so you basically slow down the enemies first, which Morpho actually does leading up to the stun. Yeah, so I haven't even bothered calculating yet, but I don't think you can really do this on round 1. But let's keep reading because I might be wrong. So Talent 2 Backdoor Port at the start of the round grants layer hack to allies within a 3x3 radius around her. I really dislike these positional requirements. Layer hack increases the target speed by 8%. Okay, so I was right. She has the ability to boost everyone's speed by 8%, but they have to be surrounding her. So I kind of don't like that, but it actually, I think just this alone makes her pretty good, right? If speed tuning is still very important in PvP, or outspeeding the opponent rather, this is another avenue with which to do so. The effect disappears after the ally takes action. Okay, so this I don't like. And then additionally, Venner grants 12% damage reduction at the start of her turn. Yeah, so this is a way to improve Venner's survivability. I don't know, it's a good trick to do, if you're trying to outspeed the opponent at the start of each round. But I don't like how the buffs don't stay. Like, it would have been better if you could rack up speed, right? Get like 2 stacks of speed. That would make Venner much more viable in PvP. But anyways, moving on to the basic attack field, it's just basically a single target front row attack. And then for the skill, block destruction, it is basically you hit the primary target and then it does 3x3 area splash damage around the target enemy. Yes, and then the energy burst, wide area suppression, deals direct damage, or just deals AoE damage. The final hit has a 70% chance to apply knockdown to the main target. The target's position randomly changes to another position. If the unit's position on the field is already occupied, they will randomly swap positions with that movable summoned unit. So, yeah, her energy burst, all it does is it's an AoE damaging move that changes the position of the target. It doesn't add any stacks to her talent 1, nothing like that. So that's very disappointing because I think the biggest issue with Venner, which I didn't like on the CN server, was that it would take a really long time to do her to immobilize the enemy. Now the saving grace is that if the enemy has already acted, they will not be able to act the following turn. That is notably better than Echoes, where the stun resets on the following turn, or the prevention of the enemy's energy burst. But anyways, moving on to the Ascension 3. Okay, so Mad Dragon of the Dead Sea. When Venner receives fatal damage, she enters an imaginary ghost state in which she ignores all damage during this turn and restores 30% HP at the end of the turn. Can activate once per battle. Additionally, Energy Burst applies 1 stack of Domain Lock to the main target. Yeah, so Now, I don't know if this final line requires her to be KO'd. It would have been much better if she got 1 stack of Domain Lock automatically at the start of the round, but it doesn't say that from my translation. Now, the difference between Ascension 3 and Ascension 6 is that you get 2 stacks of Domain Lock instead of 1, but I believe she has to be KO'd. Yeah, and that's kind of hard to control. And you need, just as a reminder, you need 3 stacks of Domain Lock on the enemy target in order for them to skip their turn. And mind you, even to get the Domain Lock, she only has a 35% chance to apply 1 Domain Lock on the target when she does skill damage. Now, thankfully, her skill damage is AoE, but even so, I don't know. Maybe in practice she's better than I'm thinking, but it's really a pity because her signature Sigil, the main advantage to it is having her energy burst, but the energy burst just changes the enemy position, so I'm a bit disappointed, not gonna lie. Yeah, they didn't do anything to make JP server players want to summon for her more. So I think I made the right call of skipping her this time around. Yeah, and I do have some JP server players who watch my videos now. They have reached out to me in game as well as on YouTube, so hello. Now let's go over the other things that came with this update. So we got the 10-day login event. You have the materials that when you consume stamina you generate, and you can exchange them for various rewards, which we're all familiar with at this point, including some decorations, Halloween decorations for your dorm. She has her own story, and then her mini game is we've actually seen this before, where you put the drinks into the different aisles. Yeah. So the drinks to the left and the bad drinks to the right. Yeah, I guess Quasar likes the bad drinks or something. But Anyways, so given that I don't own a copy of her, let's go ahead and see the trial version of her kit so that we can kind of illustrate this. I'm curious to see if the enemies even skip their turn. Let's see. Alright, so we got plenty of enemies because the the accuracy of hers is pretty low. Alright. Now, mind you, her talent 2 does give her a little bit of damage reduction, which I think is denoted by this right here, so that kind of helps her out a little bit. Alright. That's her energy burst. Okay, do any of them skip their turn? I think 1 or 2 of them may have skipped their turn. Yeah, and that was round 2. Okay, so that pretty much wraps it up for this video. So what do I think of her? I think that she's very skip worthy, even with the modifications to her kit. Now, kind of looking forwards here, I did update the CN server, JP server, and global server timeline, but I have 2 horizontal lines this time. The first horizontal line at the top means that all the operators above have already been released on the global server, and everything above the second lower line are the operators that have been released on the JP server. Yeah, so as you can see, there's 2 more operators that the JP server have left to come to their server. One is Hemic, the Void Striker, and the other one is Vergstar, who I went over yesterday. She is the limited edition Void Breaker. Now, Vergstar, there was an update on Bilibili and announcements apologizing to the players who complained that Vergstar didn't do enough damage or was falsely advertised because her damage multipliers didn't actually match her performance. So she did get a number of buffs that spanned almost 2 paragraphs. So when Vergstar arrives on the JP server, I'm going to be very interested. 1, because I'm really curious what her uncensored version looks like for her various skins, and then number 2, I want to see exactly what her kit looks like on the JP server. That way we global server players are prepared for her arrival. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next update. Take care.